Hello. Okay, I had started recording a minute ago. Something went wrong. Anyways, I'll start again. So what happened was in my last video मैंने notice किया कि मेरी आवाज़ थोड़ी सी फट रही थी. So there was some problem in the audio. I tried to clean it up. I tried to remove. I thought it was background noise. I thought it was because of the fan. I tried to remove it in Adobe in Premiere Pro, but it did not work. और आज I realized that it was because of OBS Studio. It was because of my mic. So हो क्या रहा था, this red zone you can see, जब मैंने वॉल्यूम बहुत हाई कर रखा था. सो द वॉल्यूम दैट माई माइक इज सपोज टू रिकॉर्ड, मैंने उसको बहुत हाई कर रखा था. आई थिंक ऑडियो गेन या ऑडियो बूस्ट बोलते हैं इसको. मैंने हाई इसीलिए कर रखा था बिकॉज आई वॉन्टेड कि मेरी वीडियोज़ को मैं बिना हेडफोन के भी लाउड इनफ सुन पाऊँ लैपटॉप के स्पीकर से. सो फॉर दैट मैंने उसको बहुत हाई कर रखा था, बट दैट वॉज नॉट अ गुड आइडिया बिकॉज फिर आवाज़ फट रही थी. सो आई हैव टू फिगर आउट सम अदर वे बिकॉज अदर देन दैट काफ़ी लो सुनाई देती है बिना हेडफोन के. सो फॉर नाउ मैंने ऑडियो गेन काफ़ी कम कर रखा है एंड ये मैं रेड जोन नहीं छू रहा बिकॉज आई थिंक रेड जोन छूने से ऑडियो फटती है. सो I'll I think a -6, yeah. I'm not sure. So I'll record like this and I'll start recording. I'll start solving the question. So the question that I want to solve is regarding the contest जो 2-3 दिन पहले हुआ था. ओके, 5 दिन पहले हुआ था अपेरेंटली. नहीं, 5 दिन पहले नहीं, 6 जुलाई को हुआ था. आज कितनी, आज 8 जुलाई है. सो 2 दिन पहले हुआ था. आई सॉल्व A, B and C and D मैंने अगले दिन सुबह एडिटोरियल देखा. सो let's start with D. I'll definitely discuss B. I might discuss C, but I think एक वीडियो में मैं सिर्फ D समझाऊंगा. So D is a good question. Let me read the question again. You're given an array A of size n. Select 2 integers, blah blah blah. So मुझे n size का दे रखा, kth smallest element हटाना and select 22 integers, k size का, and you have to select k smallest array and there are multiple possible I. You may select any. For example, consider 1 second. Okay, back again. Concatenate the remaining parts of the array. Okay, I think it's something like this. Okay, so I think let's draw an array a1 a2. I'm sorry if I'm being clumsy. So आप क्या कर सकते हो, आप जस्ट के से बड़ा साइज का यू हैव टू टेक सब एरे and from that what you can do, this is the operation that you can do, and उसमें से kth smallest. So if you sort that array b1 b2 bk plus 1, so if you sort the array in ascending order, you can remove the b of k from that sub array, and then you can just remove it and then that's the new array. and ऐसा आप जितनी बार चाहे उतनी बार कर सकते हो, and you have to find out क्या, if it is possible to make this a palindrome or not. Okay, so the way I understood this from the tutorial was that if you just sort this array, so let's say the array is a1 a2 a3, and I transformed this, I sorted this. अब ये बन गया क्या अब ये बन गया, let's call it C1, C2, C3, Cn. Now, now, let's add a few more. Let's add a few more. C4, C5, C6. Cn, and let's say K is 5. So now, even if you take the whole array as a sub array, you know, you can remove. Look. The thing which I'm trying to say is that to make this palindrome, you have to make C1 equal to Cn, and then you have to make C2 equals to Cn minus 1. So if you consider these two, and by the way, I have sorted this, ठीक है? So don't consider this one, consider this one. ये मैंने sort क्यों किया, ये मैं बाद में बताऊंगा. A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, AN. To make this a palindrome, I have to do what? I have to A1 और AN को मुझे बराबर करना है, ठीक है? Now let's suppose ये बराबर है, then that is well and good. Let's say ये सब दोनों बराबर नहीं है, ठीक है? Then what can I do? Is, अब देखो बीच में से कुछ को एक मैं हटाऊंगा तो उससे फ़र्क तो नहीं पड़ने वाला, बिकॉज दोनों एजेस हैं, तो दोनों एजेस को ही बराबर करना है. सो अगर दोनों बराबर नहीं है तो कोई एक एज को मुझे हटाना होगा. एक्सक्यूज मी. सो मैं इधर इसको हटा सकता हूँ या फिर इसको हटा सकता हूँ. दिस इज़ वेयर द सॉर्टेड एरे कम्स इन. सो मैंने एरे को सॉर्ट क्यों किया था अब मैं बताऊँगा. लेट्स से ये सॉर्टेड एरे है, लेट्स से K is 5. So even if I take the whole sub array, this means that kth smallest element is C5. मैं C5 को हटा सकता हूँ, and what other thing I can do is, another thing that I'm telling you is, मैं after मैं C5 को हटा दूँ, मैं C6 को हटा सकता हूँ, फिर मैं C7 को हटा सकता हूँ, and so on. बट मैं इससे कम को नहीं हटा सकता. सो K-1 एलिमेंट्स को छोड़ कर मैं बाकी सारे एलिमेंट्स हटा सकता हूँ. दिस इज वेयर इट कम्स इन. सो अगर अपन we just arrange this like this, and then arrays, original arrays like this, and मुझे ये दोनों अनइक्वल है, ठीक है? और दोनों के दोनों ही let's say this is C5, right? So दोनों के दोनों ही अगर C5 से छोटे हैं, okay, now there's a condition जहाँ पे C4 और C5 दोनों की वैल्यू एक हो सकती है. that's where you have to like maintain a counter. ये जब implementation आएगा तब we'll talk about this, ठीक है? but just for now, just imagine that these are like very very small compared to C5, ठीक है? these two elements are one of these elements, ठीक है? so that means that we are cooked, we cannot change anything, and that's it's impossible. The answer is no. But if let's say both of these are greater than greater than equal to C5, then even better. अगर दोनों बराबर नहीं है, दोनों को हटा दो. just remove this, because they say that an empty array is also a palindrome. So worst case scenario, array empty हो जाएगा, दोनों हटा दो. you know what, in fact अगर दोनों बराबर है ना तब भी हटा दो, it does not matter, ठीक है? because there is an implementation where अगर दोनों बराबर है तो तुम नहीं हटाओगे, and still somehow the answer will be correct, but I am not able to implement that. But theoretically the answer is correct. But in this implementation जो editorial में दिया हुआ था, हटा दो. just अगर दोनों greater than equal to C5 है ना, just हटा दो, ठीक है? C of K, let's say C of K, if it is greater than equal to C of K, just remove, ठीक है? So there are two cases where AI and A of n minus I plus 1 or something like that, ठीक है? I hope this is right. So both of these are less than CK. No, one of these are greater than equal to CK, and one of these is less than equal to CK. So whichever one is greater than equal to CK, you remove that one and you move the pointer to this side, okay? And then you check with this, okay? And then you repeat the same thing until you like run out of elements to remove, okay? Now what we are going to do is again, it's the same thing for the opposite. If one of them is less than ck and greater than equal to ck, then you remove this one, you don't remove this one. Okay? And the other thing we talked about, if both of them are greater than equal to ck, just remove both of them. Okay? And as we are moving the pointer इस तरफ one by one, we're keeping a track of कितने सारे elements हम remove कर रहे हैं. So at some point अगर वो track, you know, it is more than equal to, if it becomes more than I think n minus k, I think n minus k plus 1, if the count of how many elements we're removing, if it becomes greater than this value, because k minus 1 elements को हटाओ बचा के रखोगे तो बाकी के n minus k plus 1 elements हम हटा सकते हैं. So अगर उतने एलिमेंट उतने काउंट फुलफिल हो गया और and still this is not a palindrome, then just at that point just print out no. ठीक है. And oh, you can ask, oh but I'm तो checking कि यहाँ पे greater than equal to k है, greater than equal to c के है कि नहीं, less than k है कि नहीं, इससे तो मुझे पता चल जाएगा कि if I'm able to remove or not. No. This does not work if the value of c5 is equal to the value of c4. ठीक है. So you might encounter c4, right? Look, just I think this makes sense. ठीक है. If you encounter this element, the value is the same, so you think, oh, I can remove this, but at that point you have already removed these elements, so the count you have to also store. Okay. And you can say, oh, what if I encounter this element in the corner, or उस time count fulfill पूरा नहीं हुआ है, and then I remove that. Okay, in that case you are removing this element, not this element. I hope this makes sense. If this does not, then that sucks, because I cannot, no, I will not. I don't mean to sound rude, but I think this is a very intuitive explanation that I gave just now. If I didn't, then that's valid. I will probably improve my explanations in the future. Anyways, moving on to the implementation, जो I have literally copied from the editorial, because I mean, look, I have understood the theory, I've seen the code. मैं क्यों लिखूँ खुद से code? Is the thought process I followed at that time. Of course, I don't think it's very healthy to do it all the time, but let's revisit जो भी the माननीय editorial publisher ने लिखा है. Yep, you sort it out, you find out, you sort the array, you find out which is the cutoff, and उससे छोटा हुआ तो उससे छोटा या बराबर हुआ तो you store it in a different array. Okay, and then उसका जो size है, okay, I don't, ये क्या कर रहा है, L is equal to R. ठीक है, पॉइंटर आगे पीछे कर रहा है, एंड देन एट सम पॉइंट अगर स्पेयर एलिमेंट्स नहीं बचे हैं रिमूव करने को, तो यू जस्ट ब्रेक इट, and otherwise if both of them are less than equal to that value, break it. And this what is this I don't understand, उसने cc में क्यों लिया है? और cc में इसलिए नहीं हो बिकॉज इसलिए उसने ऑटोमेटिकली लाइक हटा दिया वो सारे एलिमेंट्स जो ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू c ऑफ k थे. सो एक नया एरे बना लिया जिसमें वैसे बड़े उससे बड़े एलिमेंट्स नहीं है, उसके बराबर अगर हैं तो बस उन्हीं को हटा रहा है, और उसमें भी वो काउंट कर रहा है कितने सारे हैं. Okay, got it. I hope that makes sense. So what he does is, what he's doing is, कुछ elements is greater than literal. Okay, so the value of ck, ठीक है, कुछ elements are greater than the value of ck, कुछ elements are equal to the value of ck. ठीक है, the elements that are greater than the value of ck, of course they're going to be like able to remove them, but the elements that whose value is equal to the value of ck, you may or may not be able to remove them depending on, let's say, c4, c5, c6, blah 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 blah. ठीक है, let's say इतने ही तुम हटा सकते हो. This is the thing. ठीक है, this is the kth element, and this is the k plus 1th element, and this is the k minus 1th element. ठीक है, let's say इन तीनों की वैल्यू, बिकॉज वैल्यूज रिपीट हो सकती है, इन तीनों की वैल्यू सेम है. ठीक है, तो तुम ये दोनों हटा सकते हो, एंड इससे बड़े जो भी है वो हटा सकते हो, बट इसको तुम नहीं हटा सकते. सो यू हैव टू कीप अ काउंट कि मैं 2 से ज़्यादा सेम वैल्यू सी के वैल्यू के एलिमेंट्स को नहीं हटा सकता हूँ. आई रियली थिंक आई एम गुड एट एक्सप्लेनिंग. boy oh boy. So that was D. मैंने कितना टाइम लिया? 40 minutes, that's pretty average. I think I will explain B after this, because B is a pretty really good question. You know, I think I really think आजकल they are giving B harder than, no. Well, if अगर वो दे रहे होते then कम लोगों से बनता, but for some reason, just like previous to this contest, I believe B was more difficult than C. मैंने C बनाया, मैंने A बनाया, B I struggled. I took a break. I had to take a break, और that तो 3 घंटे का था, तब जाके मेरे से B बन पाया. So B is a really good question. I might discuss C. I'm not sure about that, but I have more to discuss after this one. I think इसके बाद मैं क्वेश्चन डिस्कस नहीं करूँगा. इसके बाद मैं एक थॉट यापिंग सेशन बनाऊंगा, एंड देन मैं क्वेश्चन डिस्कस करूँगा. And I really want to and think I should branch out, because look, CP is great. CP is awesome. I love CP. I want to become a grandmaster in CP, but I really want to divert and make different types of techie videos. Thank you very much for watching. If anyone is watching, you know, I don't want to seem like I'm pretending ki, oh, I'm famous or something, ठीक है? But it feels good to say thank you for watching. So thank you for watching.